Good day everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cikgu Darrel and today we shall continue on Unit 4 Learning World. For your information, this is going to be the last lesson which will be on page 49 on your student's book. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to write an email about your school. So as usual, before we start our lesson today, let me communicate with you first the framework of our lesson. First, we shall read Danny's email and complete the key phrases using the words from the email. And after that, we shall focus on the language point, which is the conjunction so, and we are going to learn on how to use the conjunction in writing sentences. Finally, we shall also write an email together about your school with guidance. Without further ado, let us move on to the first activity of our lesson today, which is to read the email and complete the key phrases after that. Let's take a look at this email. This is an email written by Danny to Ella. Now let's read this together. Hi Ella, I'm really happy that you can come to Ireland and study at our school next month for the exchange program. Here's some information for you. Clonakilty Community College is a medium-sized school with about 500 students. It's in the center of Clonakilty in Ireland. Classes here start at 9 a.m. and finish at 4 p.m. There's a break at 11 a.m. and we have lunch at 1:20 p.m. Some subjects, like maths and English, are compulsory. Other subjects, such as woodwork, business studies, and languages, are optional. I like languages, so I study French and Spanish. What are your favorite subjects? Here's a photo of some students in my class. We're looking for information for a geography project. Maybe you can email me a photo of your class or your school. Write soon, Danny. So this is the email that we are going to learn today. And now I will need you to complete these key phrases here. You can find these key phrases from the email that you have read just now. Before we start reading again to identify the key phrases, let us go through each key phrase one by one. Number 1, I'm really that. Number 2, it's a small, big school. So for number 2, it's obviously talking about the size of the school. Number 3, some subjects like maths and English are. This key phrase is talking about subjects which are compulsory or optional. Number 4, other subjects are. Number 5, here's a, of. Number 6, maybe you can, me. Now let's try to find the answer together. Let's look at key phrase number 1. I'm really that. So as you can see here, this key phrase seems like trying to express the feeling of the writer. And you can also see that from this email in paragraph 1, line 1. Danny expresses his happiness to know that Ella is coming to Ireland and study at his school. So the answer here should be happy. Number 2, as I mentioned earlier, it's talking about the size of the school. So we can see that in paragraph 2, line 1, it's already mentioning about the size of the school. Therefore, the answer here should be medium. Number 3, some subjects like maths and English are. Talking about subjects, we can still see in the same paragraph, but it's in different line, which is line 4, talking about maths and English are compulsory. When maths and English are compulsory, definitely other subjects such as woodwork, business studies, and languages are optional. So answer here is optional. Number 5, here's a, of. Now, we can find this answer from paragraph number 3. It's obviously that Danny is trying to show some sneak peek of his class. So the answer here, you can get it from paragraph number 3, line 1. Here's a photo of. And number 6, maybe you can. So Danny is actually trying to ask Ella to respond to him by sending a photo. So the answer, you can get it from the same paragraph, but it's in the second line, which is email. Did you manage to get all the answers correct? If so, well done. Now, let's highlight again the key phrases that we have already filled in just now. Number 1, I'm really happy that. Number 2, it's a small, medium, or big school. So later on, when you try to use this key phrase to describe your school in the email, just choose one type of size. Number 3, some subjects like Maths and English are compulsory. Of course, you are not necessary to follow these subjects as well. You can mention the subjects that are compulsory in your school. Compulsory here means wajib. Wajib. Number 4, other subjects are optional. Later on in your email, you can also mention some examples of subjects that are optional in your school. Optional here means tidak wajib or pilihan. Tidak wajib or pilihan. Number 5, here's a photo of. And number 6, maybe you can email me. So these are the phrases that we are going to use over and over again for our email writing. Now, let's move on to the second activity of our lesson today, which is to get to know the use of the language point, which is the conjunction so first. Why do we have to learn this? Because after this, we are going to use this conjunction as well in our email writing. So you will need a little bit exposure of what does the word so mean and how is it being used. Generally, so in BM means jadi or oleh itu. So I will give you an example of sentence here in English. I'll be home late, so I'll not be cooking tonight. To better understand you, in BM, it means saya akan pulang rumah lewat, jadi saya tidak akan masak malam ini. So as you can see here, the conjunction so is actually used to tell the consequences of the first particular event. Let's try to match these two phrases together by using the conjunction so. If you are able to match this correctly, it means that you understand the use of conjunction. Let's look at number 1. I'm learning some Spanish words. So, which one is the possible answer? I need a dictionary. Number 2, I've got 2 bikes, so you can use one of them. Number 3, there's a history exam tomorrow, so you will need to revise now, right? Therefore, the answer is I'm revising now. And number 4, there aren't any classes this afternoon, so you are really free, and so we can go and play football. Did you manage to get all these answers correct? If so, very good job. Now, let's move on to the final activity of our lesson today, which is to write an email about your school. But no worries, this will be fully guided by me in this PowerPoint. Let's write about your school. Well, because I don't know your school's name, so I will just take my own school as an example. Before we write an email, we should think and plan first for these 3 paragraphs. In first paragraph, we should at least express some greetings to our friends in the email. I actually followed the template in the email that Danny wrote to Ella just now. Paragraph 2, we shall tell about the school size, the location, time, and also the subjects. Alright, so here I'm taking my own school as the example, which is SK Limpaki. And then I'm going to describe the size of my school by telling how many students does my school have. As well as I will also tell about the exact location of my school. When you want to elaborate more, you can also tell what time do the classes start in your school and also what time do the classes finish as well. This is followed by the time of break and also lunch. You can also tell what are the compulsory subjects, like what just now Danny told Ella that Maths and English are compulsory subjects. You can substitute these 2 subjects and refer this to your own school. Like in my school, Bahasa Melayu, English, Science and Maths are compulsory subjects, and I believe your schools have the same too. In my school, RBT and PE are optional. Remember what's the meaning of optional? It means pilihan. And out of all of these subjects, my favorite subject is PE. So this is what I'm going to write for my paragraph 2 in my email. Number 3, we shall give a little bit of sneak peek to our friend, because your friend hasn't seen any of your class photos. So maybe you can say you're going to share a class photo of yours to your friend, or you may ask for a photo of your friend's class in return. So now let's try to write an email to a student who is going to your school. It's already a different situation. We are not going to write to Ella anymore, but this time we are going to write a new friend who is coming to visit your school in Limbang. Based on the point that we have already made just now, we are going to rewrite an email following the writing template that we have read from the email just now, which you can refer on page 49 of your student's book. Hi Del. Now this is the name that I gave, for the friend who is going to your school. So hi Del, I'm very happy that you can come to Limbang. Here's some information for you. So finish paragraph number 1. Paragraph 2. SK Limpaki is a small-sized school with about 200 students. It is located at Limpaki village in Limbang. Classes here start at 7 a.m. and finish at 12:50 p.m. There's a break at 9:30 a.m. and we have lunch at 1 p.m. Some subjects like Bahasa Melayu, English, Science and Maths are compulsory subjects. Other subjects such as RBT and PE are optional. I like sports, so I study PE. Here, conjunction so is being used. What are your favorite subjects? You can ask back your friend what their favorite subjects are. Next, going into paragraph 3. Here's the photos of some students in my class. We're looking for information for a geography project. Maybe you can email me a photo of your class or in your school. Write soon, Darrel. So this is an example of email that you should be able to write with guidance. Just remember to use all these points whenever you want to write an email about your school to your friend. So that's the end of our lesson for today. This is a Google Form exercise for you. Feel free to just scan at the QR code right in front of your screen, or you can click on the link that I have prepared in the video description below. If you're a teacher and you would like to make a copy of this Google Form exercise, feel free to just scan at the QR code right in front of the screen, or you may click on the link that I have provided in the video description as well. As usual, don't forget to visit my Facebook page Cikgu Darrel and give it a like if possible. And also, subscribe my YouTube channel. Press the bell beside the subscribe button so that you will always get notified whenever I update my playlist. With that, I would like to thank you for watching, and I shall see you at the next video. Bye!